In today's video, we are going to be doing some body work on the 1994 Volkswagen Golf. There are some minor imperfections on the roof, well actually all around. But today we're going to be focusing on the roof. There is some hail damage, and when I said in the last video it's going to be held together by Bondo and a prayer, I wasn't kidding. So as you can see, we got some actual Bondo right here. I have absolutely never worked with this stuff before. I don't really know what I'm doing, and I'm going to show you. All you have to do is just try. There's going to be a slogan around here, and that slogan is going to be, it's good enough. Just as long as it's better than when I started, I'll be happy. I thought about naming the channel Good Enough Garage because there's going to be a lot of things with this build where it's just like, it's good enough. So let me show you the roof, show you what we're working with, and then what I'm going to do is, this looks like a respray. Looks like someone did a pretty terrible rattle can job on it. Now, from my understanding in my research is you can Bondo over a 2K clear coat. I'm going to go ahead and say probably not 2K clear coat. So we are going to have to sand and sand and sand and try to get that layer off of the roof. So that's going to be a lot of this, and then the next step after we kind of get the roof clean is going to be to Bondo. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the roof and see what we're working with. So it might be a little bit hard to see, but as you can see, there are just dents and dents and dents all in this roof. They're very, very small, and then there's also like paint imperfections where the paint's popping up and chipping and everything else. So what we need to do, like here, paint's just coming off here. You can see the original color underneath it. So we are going to sand all of this down, try to get that, as close to the metal as we can. There's a big dent here. There's so many small little dents. I'm honestly probably going to work in like sections and just try to knock out sections. Normally when you're doing Bondo, you would circle like each dent and kind of try to work each dent at a time. But because it's basically the whole roof, we are going to just work in sections. And as long as it's good enough, we will be good. So let's get right into the work.
Under the hood where the secrets hung, bolts and sparks and grease-stained thumbs, custom built like a dream begun, wheels spinning, we chase the sun. Raging's garage where the engines roar, speed and smoke, always wanting more. Drifting wide tires kiss the floor, Raging's garage is what we live for. Street lights, bloody asphalt sings, budget builds with a kingpin's bling, racing lines like a bird on wings, every curve adrenaline clings. Late nights, headlights, shadows in the haze, gasoline hearts in a turbo craze. Raging's garage where the engines roar, speed and smoke, always wanting more. Drifting wide tires kiss the floor, Raging's garage is what we live for. Scraps to turbo dreams, every piston pulses, every gear redeems, wrenches spin and the crowd screams, Raging's garage where nothing's what it seems. Raging's garage where the engines roar, speed and smoke, always wanting more. Drifting wide tires kiss the floor, Raging's garage is what we live for. Raging's garage where the engines roar, speed and smoke, always wanting more. Drifting wide tires kiss the floor, Raging's garage is what we live for. Street lights blur the asphalt sings, budget builds with a kingpin's bling, racing lines like a bird on wings, every curve adrenaline clings. Street lights blur the asphalt sings, budget builds with a kingpin's bling, racing lines like a bird on wings, every curve adrenaline clings. From scrapyard scratch to turbo dreams, every piston pulses, every gear redeems, wrenches spin and the crowd screams, Raging's garage when nothing's what it seems. turbo dreams. Every piston pulses, every gear redeems. Wrenches spin and the crowd screams. Raging's garage where nothing's what it seems. From scrapyard scraps to turbo dreams. Every piston pulses, every gear redeems. Wrenches spin and the crowd screams. Raging's garage where nothing's what it seems.
Alright guys, so we have sanded the whole roof down, got her all sanded, and I'm going to start working in this little spot right here. I'm going to show you, there's a little spot with the biggest dent. I'm going to work on that since this is my first time ever doing Bondo. Again guys, no experience. I'm showing you that you can do this as long as you have the time and the patience for it, and hopefully I don't fail, because if I fail and I'm trying to show you can do it, I don't know what we're going to do. But, biggest dent's right here. So I am going to do a test, kind of run on this biggest dent here, see if I can get that good. And then because there's so many small little dents all throughout the car, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do basically just a skim coat of the Bondo. Skim it, block it, see what we come up with. But I'm going to start right here, and let me show you this dent real quick. Here is this dent. I sanded this because it was such a big dent. I did sand it to complete bare metal. Same with this one too. The rest I just sanded, get the top layer off. We're going to start here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to blow off all of the dust, and then I'm going to get acetone, wipe down the whole roof in acetone, prep it, and then once we get it prepped, we'll start knocking it out. So let's get right to it. Nothing left to it but to do it, baby. Did these two little dents. Well, actually these were the biggest dents on the roof, so I did these two. I'm pretty pleased with how it came out. A couple little pinholes, but I have something that'll fill that up. So we've got a little pinhole, just need a little touch up. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm actually going to basically kind of skim coat the whole roof, do it in sections, and then just get to sanding and try to get it as flat as possible. As you can see, I'm using a big sanding block. That way I can see my high spots, my low spots. So I'll do a skim coat, sand a bit, then I'm going to kind of like lightly dust primer over it, and that way I can see again my low spots and high spots and touch it up and go from there. So nothing left to it but to do it. Let's get it.
Yeah, in the
stove. On the corner of my road. I should've took the boat. Yeah, I could've took the boat. Yeah, I'll be in a fuss. All my friends going up. Yeah, who's the real plug now? I guess that might be us now. Yeah, always on the road, I never home. Got a couple bands on my own. Now they really calling up my phone. Now they really wish that I was home. But I don't wanna party on my own. I don't wanna feel so alone. I made a couple bands on my own. Now all they wanna do is pay for it. They don't wanna see me get money. And they don't want nothing to do with peace. I jump up in that whip, they call police. I'm driving, yeah, I'm speeding on the leash. Yeah, yeah. Oh Lord, way to go. Agents on my phone. We be on the road like we on the boat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right or wrong, I don't even know. All my conscience gone. I don't even know. All my conscience gone. Oh Lord, way to go. Agents on my phone. We be on the road like we on the boat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right or wrong, I don't even know. All my conscience gone. I don't even know. All my conscience gone. Yeah, at the store. On the corner of my road. Yeah, I could've took the boat. Yeah, I could've took the boat. Yeah, I'll be in a fuss. All my friends going up. Yeah, who's the real plug now? I guess that might be us now.
Alright guys, so it is the next day here. I've done hours and hours of sanding like you wouldn't believe, but we're on the next day here. So I have still some of this to sand here, just got to get that down, and then I have the whole front here to sand. And then once we do that, I'm going to spray it with a primer filler, and then I'm going to sand that and see if I can see any high or low spots. And if I can, then I have to work those, obviously. May have to spray it with black paint or something so I can see it better. But just been hours and hours and hours of sanding. I do think the skim coat was the way to do it. Just cover the whole thing and then sand. But let me tell you guys something. The sanding part has been no joke, and it's been a lot of sanding. I did take this off. It looked like when they painted the second coat, you can see here's the first coat of paint. It was kind of like a greenish teal, and then they painted it blue. I don't think they took it off. It was all chipping in there. Looked pretty bad. So we got to clean that up so that way the wrap can look nice back in there. Yeah, just getting to work on this sucker. We're just going to keep sanding for some more time. Probably a lot more hours. So nothing left to it but to do it. Let's get it. Guys, so I think I am pretty much finished here. One big bummer is that primer said it was sandable. I tried sanding it and it was not very sandable. It's fine though, because I do plan on wrapping it. Obviously that's going to give us a little bit of forgiveness. My main goal was to just get rid of the big bumps of hail damage, and I think we accomplished that. There may be some stuff show through, but it's going to look a heck of a lot better than when we started. So overall, pretty happy. There's a few places that are messed up, but I already told you this is it's going to be good enough garage over here. All right, we just need things to be good enough, and so and I did bodywork that as well. painted that. So, need to put the rear spoiler back on. And then next week, we are going to be changing out all of these panels. The doors, the bumpers, the hood, the fenders. All of this is going to get swapped out. And get some fresh panels on there. So, make sure you guys tune in for next week. And then after that, I'm hoping we can wrap it. So, but overall, I don't see any dents. Looks very nice and flat. There's a couple dents, actually. But it's a heck of a lot better. So, I'll see you guys on the next episode.
Raging's garage where the engines roar. Speed and smoke, always wanting more. Drifting white tires kiss the floor. Raging's garage is what we live for.